that powerlifting can be a monotonous and boring sport, we're going to give you some tips on how you can use novelty in your training to improve performance.
So one of the first things we can look at is swapping out some of your accessory work for new and novel pieces. There's only so many ways you can do a lat pull down or a row, but a really simple switch from a different handle or a different machine can oftentimes be enough to reignite and recreate some progression within your accessory and your progression. When you swap out to a new accessory, you'll often find that you get this rapid increase and improvement with your performance. It's important to note this is probably not a strength or muscle gain, and rather a coordination improvement with getting used to the movement and fine-tuning it. However, this improvement and this sort of roll-on effect of being able to add load week after week after week as you improve and fine-tune the exercise can often lead to an improvement overall of getting stronger at your accessories and improving over time.
Another simple way that we can increase novelty is around increasing specificity or increasing frequency. Powerlifting is a specific sport, so the more specificity that we can handle during micro usually leads to strength gains and can increase novelty at the same time.
Another way you can create some novelty within your training program is to do a back-ended deload on that final week of your training block. I feel like this has become quite common practice, is just to taper off that secondary squat at the start of the week to see a nice little improvement in performance by the time you get to the back end. Now, this can be a really great way to just sort of have like a mini taper effect during your training blocks. However, I don't think it is mandatory or necessary to do every single block, as you may have times you actually just want to accumulate volume and workload and do these sorts of things and actually hold the top end back a little bit, but it can be a really nice way to ensure you get like a really strong end of block performance.
Finally, sometimes in powerlifting, it can become really boring to the point that an athlete may feel burnt out. Now, a way that we can get around this feeling is to add novelty to the program based on how the athlete feels and / what they want. Some athletes like to change the program completely after a couple of comp preps in a row and go through just a couple of low volume, low specificity blocks so they can reacclimatize to training again after peaking and tapering so hard, especially if it's a qualifier into a nationals into an international. That can be a lot on not only the athlete's body, but their mind. So we can make changes, not overhaul, but tinker with programs, or a complete overhaul just to add some novelty back in training, train some different joint angles, get some hypertrophy through some muscles, and recover mentally.
Just to piggyback off that as well, it can also be a really great way to recreate some buy-in to the program. So if someone is burnt out and it's feeling like a chore to get into the gym, changing up their program so that it's fun and enjoyable and they actually want to go and train means they might push harder and in turn create some really valuable progression.